when you get that good man, you don't do what you did in the beginning to keep him.
A woman naturally submits to a man who she trusts, who she believes in.
How come strong and independent women will submit to their boss at work, but not their man at home?
Through rich or through poor, through sickness or through health, they do not mean. They are lying directly to God. All right, when they say all of that, it's just to sound cute.
The white man is going to be very impressed by your education and your personal accomplishments. The black man is going to be intimidated by your education and your personal accomplishments.
Who I am talking about is these women that's trying to finesse to get a man, and then when she gets a man, then the real her comes out. How they want them to be more feminine and not too masculine. Key trend of women going out their way on the low, you know, showing how they know how to cook and they know how to clean and be a man's piece. Now, I'm not talking about the women who are genuinely doing it from the kindness of their heart for the right man, keyword the right man, not just some dusty dude that's digging you down every now and then. For the right man, you want to show that, you know, you're not combative, you're, you know, not a pushover, but you're feminine and you want to be chosen. But who I am talking about is these women that's trying to finesse to get a man, and then when she gets a man, then the real her comes out, and then all the BS comes out, and now he's looking like, well, damn, where is this all coming from? Where is this headache that you said that you wasn't coming from? And those be the same women calling other women pick-me's. But let me go ahead and tell you something, sis. Every woman is a pick-me. It's the difference between being a pick-me and being desperate for a man, okay? You want to get flown out? Pick me. You want dinner dates? Pick me. Anything surrounding a man you want to be taken care of by a man? Pick me.
And then what happens is you say you want a good man, but you don't. When you get that good man, you don't do what you did in the beginning to keep him. So all that stuff you was doing in the beginning, you was cooking, you was cleaning, you was checking up on him, you was sending him pics, you was sending him videos, you was making sure he was good in the bedroom. But then when you get him, or when you get that ring, then you start acting wishy-washy. You start acting funny. You start acting like you a whole catfish. Girl, do you understand that there ain't too many good ones out here left? So when you learn how to keep them, learn how to hold on to them. You can sit up there and you can watch all these different things online that's bashing men. So what happens is it turns your perspective. It turns your mindset. That's part of the problem. Now you be online thinking that everything that you see is supposed to be your life, when in reality, you got a good man right in front of you. You think that he's supposed to be perfect, but yet he ignores every single thing about you, all the little pink flags, all the little red flags, and you sit up there and you treat him like. So how is it that you say you want a good man, but then when you get him, you end up switching up on him and treating him like trash? Make it make sense. And don't let me add on to the, oh, I'm independent, but yet you still want a good man. How is it that you want a good man, a provider and a protector, but then you say you independent? Which one is it, girl? Stop being confused. Get yourself,
See, that's what's happening. You have so many ladies pretending to be feminine and delicate, and they not. You can't fake that. A lot of times that's easy and natural, and that's what guys are going for. The girls with being feminine and delicate is easy and natural. Why? Because men want their burdens easy and light. And also they're bringing that for the lady. Now, I will say this. It is to our advantage that when you go across these waters, that you don't need as much money. I repeat, it's to our advantage when you go across these waters, you don't need that much money. Now, the reason why I say this, because you girls are expensive without reason. Why do I say this? I'm going to repeat again. Most ladies from these other cultures would rather date their own kind. Once again, they would rather date their own kind. So they're not like you. You do have a select few that want foreigners because their own kind may not treat them right. But you ladies are the wicked witch west. I call it the wicked witch west. www, you know, like the www on the website? That's you ladies. That stands for the wicked witch west. But you're getting married and you're lying to men. Like, that's what's happening. That's why men are no longer dating. That's why men are no longer marrying. Why would they get married to a chameleon? You ladies are like transformed.
Sorry I'm late. I was taking in a harmonious moment between a serene butterfly and an unruffled caterpillar.
Oh, you got how much he makes? He does this. He makes how much? Hello. Like, no, men don't want that.
Be wary when you hit that altar. They do not mean anything they say I do to, through rich or through poor, through sickness or through health. They do not mean any of it. They do not mean any of it. They are lying directly to God. All right, when they say all that, it's just to sound cute. Bro, when times get hard, they are gone.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, I've never been married, but everyone I know is divorced besides my parents. I'm not damaged. My relationship with my parents and their relationship, it's lovely, but I'm not delusional. If you go broke, your girl will too. If she thinks someone's a better option than you, she will go. If she feels certain feelings one day, oh, something just feels a little off today, she is going to go. The vows she made to God are not true. She lied to him. If you find a good woman, keep her. But when those money conversations pop up, she's a completely different person.
Yeah, that's not good. See, a lot of men can't trust. And to be honest, that's why I left everything I talk about. Every video I show, this is the way. This is really why I left. I wanted somebody that took their vows seriously. I said, where can I go where ladies take their vows seriously? They promise to God. So rich for richer or for poorer. I couldn't trust modern women. I went somewhere where there's still no divorce. The Philippines. Only other place there's divorce is the Vatican. You ladies got to figure it out.
These women fool y'all. Women do know how to submit. They just don't like submitting to a man. But when it comes to their job, they'll submit real quick. They'll clock in on time. They'll keep their mouth shut. They'll smile when they don't want to smile and deal with people they don't even like. Why? Because that paycheck got them in check. But the second it comes to love, the second it comes to that man that they say they're in love with, that they respect, that they want to build a life with, oh, it's attitude time. Oh, now it's, why I gotta do all that? Or, you ain't my daddy. And that's backwards, because that job ain't gonna lay his life down for you. That job ain't gonna love you. But that man that you refuse to respect, that's the one that would die for you. So answer me this. How is it that you can submit to a boss who don't even give a about you, but you can't submit to the man who actually does?
Yeah, because they're moved by money. That's the problem. That's what's wrong in this day and age. Everybody is moved by money. Like, you have to be so concrete to where if they took everything from you, you're not going to throw everything you believe in away. Like your marriage. Something you should believe in more than anything is your marriage. And the other lady broke her down, right? When she said, oh, but my parents are together because they stuck together because they don't. No, they truly understand what it means to stick to your wedding vows. That's a lost art. The way they were back then is a lost art. It's not. Men are not dealing with you ladies to find that art, because there's so many chameleons in the West. Because if a guy makes enough, then he can be their boss. But you have to work with a man for him to make enough. You ladies don't get it. You always say, oh, I'm not gonna deal with a man while he's struggling. I always gotta deal with struggle alone. You don't know how to work out of it. That's the problem. All of the millionaires, you ever notice that? Every millionaire you meet say, I can start over from the beginning and make $1 million. And they tell you the blueprint. Why are there not a lot of millionaires? There's a reason why. They don't want to do the hard work.
Now, fellas, I'm gonna give y'all some free game right quick. If y'all want a woman to be submissive, take her out of survival mode and allow her to be that woman that God made her to be. That's it. That's all. Simple. For sure. Free game.
Here's the truth, fellas. If you have to ask your woman to submit to you, if you have to make demands, well, then guess what? You want the right guy, right? A woman naturally submits to a man who she trusts, who she believes in, who she respects, who she admires. It happens naturally.
You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened with these last two guys, right? Because right now, you notice on the radio, they don't favor R&B music that much. Like, R&B music has got a little more hard, right? So those guys back in the day would be your Jodeci dudes, right? Hear me out now. So the Jodeci dudes can't make love music, you know. I cry for you, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby. So they're on TikTok making scent videos. Yeah, he'll do rap. He'll buy everything you need, and they make them real short too. And girls are fluttering. Jealousy, baby, it's back. You know what they said? Men crying in the 90s. It's back. Jealousy, baby, girl, you know, hold up. It's like it's back. And it's like this.
Here's the truth, fellas. If you have to ask your woman to submit to you, if you have to make demands, well, then guess what? You want the right guy.
And fellas, I'm gonna give y'all some free game right quick. If y'all want a woman to be submissive, take her out of survival mode and allow her to be that woman that God made her to be.
They're like, it's back. It's back. Don't fall for it, ladies. Seriously, I look down in the comments and both of those videos. Yeah, that's right. Fat girls too. Overweight fat. Oh, yeah, that's right. They laughing all over the bank. And it's wild because TikTok doesn't pay that much.
Men, you guys are trying to get worldly women to submit to you, and that's why it's not working. I mean, a wife that submits to her husband is actually just submitted to the Lord. A lot of you guys are chasing after money because you believe you'll get submission that way, but when a woman truly has a reverence for God, truly fears the Lord, and wants to walk in obedience with God, she'll submit to her husband because she respects God's order and design of things. See, it's a choice to submit. It's not natural. Actually, our nature is to rebel. So the reason why you have a rebellious woman is because she's living in her nature, she's living in flesh, she's living in sin. But a woman who has died to that and has been born again and raised up by the Lord, she will be submissive because she respects God. And a woman that respects God first will respect her husband. Submission is a choice. Everyone chooses to submit. You're choosing to submit to God. You're choosing to follow God every day. God has given us that free will. And so a lot of human nature chooses not to have an upper authority, but that Satan has convinced us that our freedom is to rebel and not to submit to an upper authority. So your woman is doing what human beings do. And then you're trying to get her to do something where she doesn't even respect God. Woman that says, I don't want to submit to the Bible and all these rules, and then you want her to submit to you? She don't even follow a rule book. She can't read the Bible without getting in her emotions and feeling like it's oppression. So why would she submit to you? She would feel oppressed doing so. A lot of these men are searching for heavenly wisdom, heavenly discipline from a woman in the world. You are attracting women that serve two gods, that have Christian quotes in her bio, but also eat at the table with demons. She at the club getting drunk till 3 a.m.
Wow. That's what it is. That is the problem. That's why they're leaving when times are hard, because they're not submitting to God. Wow. It's crazy because exactly what you just said. The Bible is the basic instructions before leaving earth. This lady understands it was told to her by God to submit to a man. So she's going to be feminine and delicate naturally because she's following orders from the heavenly kingdom, right? Look, when you got a lady that's so grounded, you trust her to pray for you. Every night before I sleep, I trust my wife to pray for me. So I let her do it. I've done it so much, I've got comfortable with her doing it. Of course, I lead out the studies, but she takes over the prayer because it's not about holding a woman back. Of course, ladies have duties. No, real men don't do that. But everything is hard. Oh, we're going through so much trouble. No, it's not. That's Satan telling you that. Like, you guys have to understand, feminism started from them rewriting the Bible. I showed you guys that. It's on TikTok. Feminism started from the leader of feminism who started it, rewrote the Bible and took out all of the things that talked about women being submitting and things like that and took it out. That's how it started. They paid homage to Satan because he gave them freedom. It's crazy.
Who is it women are pretending that they're going to be submissive, but they ain't willing to give all their money? They lying. They liars. Can I get that, Mr.
They liars, bro. They liars.
Ladies, how y'all gonna be submissive to y'all man? And when I talk about giving 100% of your money, you be like, nah. Wait a minute, that's something ain't right about that. That means y'all lying. That's that, what y'all call it? That temporary submissiveness? Or that, what you call it? That fake submissiveness? It's all of that, right? If you really was submissive, you'd give all your money. You put all your money in one pot with your husband because he's putting all of his in there too. Y'all come up with a plan. You come up with a budget and make it work. Don't be look, Anissa, don't be telling nobody you're a Christian. We want to know about the walk. We want to know if you're willing to put all that money in one pot. Because he's putting it all in one pot. He said he leading you. He writing out a plan. He got a budget.
Don't be a silly rabbit. Tricks are only supposed to be for kids.
So you want to know how I would fully submit to a man? I'll break it down for you. So first and foremost, submission is an art. A sub-dom relationship takes experience and skill. It's not for just anyone. the wrong people get their hands on this type of dynamic and it becomes toxic, abusive, and just control. And it's not sustainable that way. If you want a true long-term sub-dom relationship, it has to be genuine, and the woman has to willingly submit. Like, she has to want to submit. She's not being performative for the guy. She wants to submit because she has so much respect. She looks up to and admires her alpha male and sees him as a leader. And there has to be a strong level of trust between the two, or it will not work. Most men don't know what the true meaning of being a dom is, and they think they can just throw money at a girl or buy her things or throw her around in the bedroom, and that they are a dom, or they're a dominant man, and that she should just submit to him. And that's where they're wrong. So I have studied this, so I'm fully aware of what it takes for a man to allow me to feel safe in my feminine energy, safe enough and feminine enough where I let the masculine man, the alpha man that I'm with, completely dominate me. And this is not out of control and power. This is a true dynamic and mutual dynamic between the relationship. And to me, that is my ultimate fantasy. It takes a truly special, skilled man to be able to pull this dynamic off without it just being a temporary control situation. In order for me to fully submit to a man, I would have to feel safe. Number one, I would have to feel deeply bonded and connected with this person. I would have to look up to him and admire him. And of course, there would have to be an enormous amount of trust. And if this person is leading me in life in every which way.
I couldn't let her talk anymore, right? Because doesn't it sound like some promiscuous fantasy? You heard from the last two ladies and then her. Didn't it start sounding dark? This is dangerous. See, you have submission with God and it's submission without. Chameleon. This is the chameleon here, right? Because she doesn't understand. She's still going with the satanic way. Talking about alpha. When she said alpha, it's like, oh, no. Seriously, the lady like this, I was like, oh, no, get it out the room. It's a difference. You can see it. I'm sure you guys can see it too.
The women that you really have to look out for that have major red flags are the women that are chameleon women that change their entire identity and personality to fit the guy that they're dating. These are the types of women that when you ask them what they bring to the table, they're able to mimic exactly everything that you're looking for because they're faking their entire existence based on what you are telling them so you can like them. These women are so desperate for attention and for people to like them that they will literally pick up different hobbies, maybe get into sports, get into religion, get into whatever you're into just to pretend that she's like you and you guys have the same interests. These are the same types of women that have no self-worth and need validation from other people. So she's constantly going to keep her exes around, and she's actually going to be nicer to her exes after the breakup than she was ever in the relationship because she likes that feeling of being the nice girl. These women are so dangerous because they are so good at manipulation that they can literally turn any situation back on you. These women are so good at gaslighting and manipulation that literally you don't even know that she's faking her entire personality until she breaks up with you and changes her personality and her interest for the next guy. And you're sitting there like, what? She never liked horses when I was with her. She never liked going to the beach, but I guess it's because she has a surfer boyfriend. These are the same types of women that have no friends, have no self-worth, have no identity, and her best friend is probably her mom because her mom is her biggest enabler. These women will absolutely in your life because she is only with people that are going to benefit her, make her image look good, make her personality look good. She doesn't want to be exposed for the piece of person that she actually is, and she will always manipulate the situation so you look like the bad guy. There is nothing in the world that can convince me that these are not the worst types of women because it is so hard to prove that these women are faking it the entire time. And the sad part is that you will think that you found the love of your life and the perfect girl for you, but literally she's a walking nightmare. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, and I'm sorry, it sounds like she was explaining the last letter to just talk. I'm just saying, it did.
Something I've noticed is that female empowerment is fake, and a lot of women don't like other women. And what's funny is that women come to my page and they say that I don't like women, but in reality, I give women good advice because I don't want to see them fail. Problem is that women don't have any accountability. Most of you guys can't take accountability. Instead of praising bad behavior, maybe you should call it out. The problem is that a lot of you guys are delusional. You're looking down on women who are housewives. You guys put down women who are housewives all the time, but then you go and praise women on OF. You guys constantly tell women who are housewives that they're not going to be able to land a job after their husband leaves them, insinuating that the marriage isn't going to work out. And you tell them, oh, well, you're going to miss out on all this work experience and your resume isn't going to look good, that they won't be able to land a job if the marriage doesn't work out. And you just have nothing positive to say about women who are housewives. It's all negative. This is coming from other women. But what I find really interesting is you guys don't say this to women who do OF or anything of that sort. You guys don't say, well, how are you going to be able to find a job after? You guys don't say any of that. You don't give any good advice when it comes to someone doing something that's actually negative. Instead, you tell women that are doing OF that it's empowerment, it's empowering, it's great, it's this, it's that. How backwards is society? How backwards have women become? Instead of praising whores, we should be encouraging the women who are literally raising our next generation. They're doing the most important job and raising the next generation. We should be praising them. And they're doing that in a nuclear family structure, which is so rare nowadays.
So, how come strong and independent women will submit to their boss at work, but not their man at home?
Give me an example. What do you mean by that?
Like, women at work will do whatever their employee says for the check, you know, for numbers in a bank account, but if their man at home were to tell them, like, hey, can you not dress like that when you go out, or hey, can you clean the dishes, they'll have a problem and argue with them.
Real talk alert.
I mean, I don't really know how to respond to this other than, I don't know. That's kind of a hard one.
Do you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just kind of hard for me to think about that right now. Give a response to that.
Yeah, it's like, why do women prioritize money more than they prioritize the love of their husband?
I wouldn't say it's prioritizing money. It's just maybe they just have more confidence in their husband to be able to respond and have a conversation with them and just tell them, like, oh, I don't know, what you're telling me to do isn't right. But with their boss, they don't have that confidence, or they're not comfortable enough to, you know, have that conversation with them. I don't know.
So they respect the authority more from their boss compared to their husband?
Well, I would say it depends on the type of job they have and the type of relationship they have with their boss, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're prioritizing money over their love for their husband or whatever.
You ask, what's the difference between dating some black men and the white man? Well, the white man is going to call you and invite you out. The black man is going to text you, good morning, beautiful, hello, gorgeous, what you doing? The white man is going to take you to a very nice dinner and pay for it. The black man is going to ask you, what you cooking? Can I come over? The white man is going to take you to get your tire fixed and pay for it. The black man is going to tell you, you need to get your tire fixed. The white man is going to buy you a very special gift for your birthday. The black man is going to disappear and call you after your birthday. The white man is going to be very impressed by your education and your personal accomplishments. The black man is going to be intimidated by your education and your personal accomplishments. The white man is going to raise his kid, take care of his kid, spend quality time with his kid. The black man is going to get you pregnant and abandon you and the kid.
So I'm not here to try to convince any woman that they need to date or marry any particular race. I just believe in having honest conversations. And unfortunately, when black women talk about interracial relationships, it's usually dishonest. Oftentimes what happens is that we had bad or failed experiences in the black community, and then we want to take those broken pieces of ourselves and then bring it into the white community without first being self-reflective. If you can literally say an entire people group, an entire race of men is better than another race, that means you probably don't know them. Because if you actually knew white people, you would know that they also have struggles, that they also have issues. I mean, 80% of Americans, just about 80%, live paycheck to paycheck, including white people. So no, white men aren't going over here, all of them with trust funds, buying their women houses, flying them out on yachts, just treating them like goddesses. No, that is a literal fantasy and fairy tale. As I mentioned before, if white men were treating all of their women like queens, then feminism would not have been started. Feminism literally is flying them out on yachts, just treating them like goddesses. No, that is a literal fantasy and fairy tale.
Iceman is coming! Fire!
Winter is here.